for the Uganda National Journalism Awards. Thank you very much. Now, our chief guest, the Commissioner General from Uganda Revenue Authority, will be joining us shortly. But to our development partners here today, our partners from the private sector, our media partners, as well as all our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, from the journalist sector in Uganda. Welcome, welcome to the Uganda National Journalism Awards 2025. I feel like I need to step forward. So nice to have you here. My name is Crystal Newman. I have been in the Ugandan media for, I don't want to give away my age, but over 20 years. I started very young. But it is such a pleasure to be here. As someone who has worked on radio, television, and right now most of my work is online. So somehow I found myself in the digital space just when we were starting here in Uganda. What an opportunity for me to be here as we celebrate excellence when it comes to journalism, when we reward professionalism and integrity. So we have a wonderful evening planned for all of you. Thank you for being here. And I have to say, thank you for keeping time. It's always lovely to look out and see a full room. Now, for those of you who are joining us online, I would also like to say hello. Now, you can let all your people know. Let your family, your neighbors, your children, your parents, everyone know that we are streaming on the ACME YouTube page, okay? That is the African Center for Media Excellence page. We are also live on the X page. Many people still say Twitter, but I think I'm supposed to say X, yes? So you can actually follow everything that is happening this evening online as well. So please let all your people know that we are here to celebrate journalistic integrity and excellence this evening. Now, to officially welcome you, allow me to invite the board chair for the African Center of Media Excellence, that is Dr. Emily Marakcho, to officially welcome you to today's event. She's not yet here? Okay. All right. I think I would now like to just say a very big thank you to our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. But even before I get to that, I would like to recognize the presence of the private sector advisor from the British High Commission, that is Ralph Ware, here with us. Thank you for being here. I would also like to recognize the presence of the head of mission from the Nigerian High Commission, that is Ambassador John Shagan, here with us as well. Thank you for gracing our occasion. Thank you for joining us today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we could not have this evening play out the way it has without the support of amazing sponsors. Now, I would like to say a very big thank you, and I hope you'll give a round of applause for each sponsor that I mentioned. In the gold category, we have Stanbic Bank. Stanbic Bank, thank you so much. I see your table is over there. I'm sure more of your colleagues will be joining you. Thank you. We have Climate Smart Jobs, that's the Palladium Group as well. Yes. In the gold category, we have DW Academy as well. Woo, woo, yeah. We also have CNOOC, that is China North Offshore Oil Corporation. Round of applause for them. And we have the Mott Foundation. The Mott Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for them. And I think it's only right that we start off with a word from one of our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for our remarks online, should I say, or on screen from the Mott Foundation. Thank you. Can we have the Mott Foundation video play as one of our sponsors today? Thank you.
Thank you very Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for inviting me to give some remarks at this very, very momentous occasion, the 2025 Uganda National Journalism Awards. I would have loved to join you in person, but unfortunately I couldn't. However, allow me to send you the choicest greetings from the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation here in Flint, Michigan. My name is Robert Damolira, and I serve as the Environment Program Officer at the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation. I co-lead a program called Advancing Climate Change Solutions here at the Mott Foundation, and it's within this program that we partner with the Africa Center for Media Excellence. Now, ACME is a very important partner to Mott across East Africa, and this is the third year of our partnership within this program. They're implementing a project called Improving Strategic Communications and Public Engagement on Off-Grid Renewable Energy Solutions in East Africa. That is in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. As the saying goes, knowledge is nothing unless it is shared. So I'm very grateful for organizations like ACME and all the great media organizations and journalists in this room today for all the work that you're all doing to ensure that knowledge is democratized across East Africa. In addition, we should also remember that such knowledge leads to real-life transformations. And a big congratulations to all the journalists in the room across all the different award categories that have been nominated as finalists, and many others who have been involved in this noble cause, but maybe outside of this room. Now, let me illustrate the important role of the media. Farmers like my mother, Sisi, who lives there in Mukono, in central Uganda, are yet to fully understand the important role and contribution of productive use of solar energy. And as such, many of them have not made the decision to adopt these solutions to transform their farming outcomes. Now, while many barriers, finance, policy, and others may stand in the way of these farmers accessing these technologies, a key barrier is the lack of access to actionable information, which you journalists can provide to farmers like my mother, Sisi. Now, let me take this opportunity to specifically emphasize that these farmers need information delivered to them in a language and on platforms that they fully understand, that are culturally appropriate, and there's no better messenger than the journalists from the region, working in the region and interacting with farmers like my mother on a daily basis to deliver such information. So, thank you so much. I'd like to especially thank the journalists across the region that have been nominated for this new category under the Productive Use of Solar in Agriculture Reporting Award. The work you do in the sector matters. It is transforming lives. Lives like, my mother Sisi, if they do not succeed by adopting modern farming technologies like the productive use of solar energy services, people like me will not be educated. And our country and our continent will remain underdeveloped. This is just an illustration, but I'm sure across all categories that are going to be awarded today, the work you do is important, is leading to real transformation of the different sectors in which you are all engaged. Today is not my speaking occasion, so allow me to conclude by thanking you so much for inviting me and for wishing you all a very successful 2025 Uganda National Journalism Awards Gala. I congratulate all those that will go home with awards, but also for those who have been nominated but may not go back home with awards. Remember, Africa congratulates you. Africa is grateful, and it celebrates journalists like you. Thank you all for listening, and I wish you all wonderful and successful deliberations. Thank you very much.
Round of applause. Thank you. Again, if you have just joined us, you are most welcome to the 2025 Uganda National Journalism Awards. Joining us here in Mestill, in the conference room. I know many of you made your way here from work, so thank you so much for being here and for keeping time, and to everyone joining us online on YouTube and X as well. It is a pleasure to have you as we celebrate journalistic integrity, excellence, and professionalism today. Now, we do have a special award. We are celebrating the 11th edition of these awards. And last year, we had a winner of the Inspiring Female Journalist Award. And she is here to just give us a bit of a testimony about her experience. So please give a warm welcome to Esther Oluka.
Hello, my name is Esther Oluka. Hello, my name is Esther Oluka. I work as a media and communications consultant, but before recently transitioning into the consultancy world, I was working with the Daily Monitor newspaper, a media brand under Nation Media Group, Uganda. The first time that I submitted in my work to the Uganda National Journalism Awards, an initiative organized by the African Center for Media Excellence, was in the year 2014. At that time, I had done an investigative piece on girls from Uganda Christian University who conceive while they are studying. UCU at that time was very strict on girls who get pregnant at the university. So I did my investigative story, which I submitted in. I didn't win until the year 2023 when I won my first ACME award. And that first ACME award that I won was a story that I did with a colleague called Elizabeth Kamurunji. The story that we did was on property auctions, loans doubling after COVID-19. So it was a very monumental time for me because it was my first award. Then in the year 2024, I was recognized with 2 other awards. One was a that I did on a story in 2023 about the iron sheet scandal that rocked the country, where different government officials were implicated for mismanaging the iron sheets for the vulnerable people of Karamoja region. And then the other award that I got in 2024 was the 2024 Outstanding Female Journalist of the Year. So in total, I have 3 awards from ACME. For me, the profound lessons for having participated in these awards have been several for me. The first lesson that I have actually gained from participating in these awards is that success is not an overnight thing. I mean, I submitted in my first work for scrutiny in 2014 and winning my first award like over 10 years later in 2023. For me, it was a profound moment to show that, you know, success is not something that easily comes, right? These awards are going to continue inspiring journalists to do quality work and impactful stories in their communities. So ACME, keep up the good work.
And there we have last year's winner, that is Esther Oluka. I'm very excited to find out who takes home that award this evening. Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to again recognize our sponsors for being so supportive, for this evening. We would also like to give a round of applause to CIPESA, ladies and gentlemen. In the silver category, we also have Uganda Revenue Authority. I think we need to get you some more snacks. Some more energy. Twaweza. Round of applause. Did we have lunch today? I am going to sort that out very soon. Bank of Uganda. Another sponsor in the silver category, ladies and gentlemen, is Electricity Regulatory Authority. Round of applause for them. Lights on. European Union. Please, a round of applause. Total Energies, EP Uganda. Thank you so much for the support. And ABSA Bank as well. Thank you for your support. We are now going to take a short break, and I'd like to welcome back our entertainment today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bantu Entertainment Group. Welcome them back. It's quite telling that the first person back is this young man. Is he the youngest member in the group? Hello, can I just say hi to you?
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Janda Philip.
And how old are you, Philip?
9.
You're 9. Okay, we're excited. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bantu Entertainment Group. All right, so I have to say a big thank you. It looks like you're ready to do another song for us. Are you ready? All right, go ahead.
You have your own style. I got to love you. You know me love you. Yeah. Hey. She wants to be like the people on TV. She wants to look alike them girls in the magazine. She got a big dream to see herself on the big screens. She asks, do you love me? I say you're just right. Absolutely, I love you just the way you are. You do not touch and you do not touch the one thing. If you put on the powder, if you take off a pot, ooh. You wake up with no makeup, with no burger, just the way you are. And in my eyes, you were so gone. She put me, and she give me the plenty. She authentic. This is the thing, this is no plastic. See, I got a big plan. Are you for be my one for me, your husband? She said, what is it you like about me? Miss a woman on a fish and nothing. I love you just the way you are. But you know not touch and you don't touch the one thing. If you put on the powder, if you take off a partner, you wake up with no makeup, with no breakup, just the way you are. And in my eyes, you were so gone. Yeah, oh. Yeah. Stagger, don't know. Yeah. My girlfriend so close see ya with the brains and the body of a champion. See ya, my miss want me other Mr. Man. And she brought her and they called her she and me don't know watch TV. And me and me have a beauty queen. No money like it like me. I'm blessed to have you, my baby. I love you just the way you are. And you do not touch and you do not touch the one thing. If you put on the powder, if you take off a partner, you wake up in no makeup, in no breakup, just the way you are. And in my eyes, you're a circle. Sing. My girlfriend so classy with the brains and the body of a champion. She a wife so what me and I miss seven. And she brought her that he called her she and me don't know watch TV. And me have a beauty queen. No money like it like me. I'm blessed to have you, my baby. I love you just the way you are. And you don't not touch and you don't not touch the one thing. If you put on the powder, if you take off a partner, you wake up with no makeup, with no breakup, just the way you are. And in my eyes, you were stir, girl. Missa, baby. Missa. Missa, baby. Missa.
I see the room is filling up. People chatting, catching up, getting to know each other, and hope you know each other. Actually, before we move forward, can you just turn to your neighbor right now and say, hello? I couldn't, no. Can you say to the person next to you, hello? How do you do? Welcome to the awards, ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Uganda National Journalism Awards. I am so excited to be here, and I'm so honored to be your MC this evening. I did say quite a few things earlier, but it is now my pleasure to invite the board chair from the African Center for Media Excellence, that is Dr. Emily Marakcho, to officially welcome you to the awards gala. Round of applause for her.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good people this side. And good evening, people that side. I can't hear you. Okay, it seems George has not given people anything to drink yet. The room is very cold, but I'm really happy to be here. Happy to see everyone here. The room is full, and I can see my boss. Even bosses have bosses. I see my very amazing boss over there, and I just want to say thank you all for coming. I want to thank you in your various capacities for coming, and many of our friends are here. I think I can't start to mention names because there will be too many friends in the room, from the EU to DW to UCU to my... The room is full. So we are just happy to have you. I just want to thank, I was just telling Paul that Georgia and his team know how to put things together, and I'm really happy to see this room. And let's give them a round of applause. The room looks very beautiful, and people are here. That's the most important part, that we are here. Thank you, George and your management team. Thank you, staff of ACME and the board members of ACME. All of you, please wave. The board is right here, and I wanted them to wave to the group. Thank you. I wonder if Peter and Bernard are here. Peter and Bernard, they're over there. Thank you for coming. We are very happy to have you. Anyone who has sponsored anything at ACME, please wave. Anything. If you've collaborated with ACME on anything, please wave. Thank you. Have a confident wave. The room is full. Thank you very much. And so I'm happy to have you here. I'm going to have a very brief speech because already I have my speech in the magazine, but I just want to congratulate all those who participated in sending their stories, those who have been nominated. If you have been nominated, please wave. If you're hoping to get an award, oh, are the nominees here? Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for participating. And for all the journalists in the room, can all the journalists in the room wave? Nice. Thank you so much. Those who are journalists and have waved. I think one of the things that really endears me to journalism is reading some of these powerful stories that people tell. And stories have the capacity to change people, to impact on people in ways that many of us don't really imagine. So celebrating journalism in the way we do at ACME, 11 years now, is one of the things that make me very happy. And so we thank former board members, former staff, everyone who has contributed to this process, and really appreciate their contribution. I always talk about telling stories with compassion. that when times are difficult, it's important to tell our stories with compassion. And ACME has grown to the point, UNJA actually has grown to the point where we are now looking at the body of work. When I became a judge on this program, we were just looking at one story at a time. And we would only look at one story that a person has submitted and use that to judge whether they are a great journalist or not. And now we've moved beyond that and we say, okay, what else can you show for your journalism so that you can't cheat? If you had somebody write for you that story, there must be other stories. So that person must have written for you many other stories. So we are glad that UNJA has grown, George and Tim. Excuse me, can we please behave? So the teacher in me has acted because I see there's a lot of excitement in the room. And yes, I was telling you about how UNJA has grown to the point where we are no longer even looking at a single story. We're looking at multiple stories of an individual and how they have grown in their own career. So we thank the team that has continued to support that process. And seeing that my friend Paul is here, by the way, George is a very good friend of mine. I just want to send a message to George and his team, not George, Paul, that for those who regulate the media, it's important to regulate it with grace. Just as we want journalists to tell their stories with grace and tell good stories of impact and do what really is needed, it's also important for us to regulate with grace, to appreciate that stories have different dimensions, and that if we don't create the environment needed for journalists to tell their stories well, soon we shall not be having this kind of function to celebrate good journalism. And for us to be able to continue celebrating good journalism, that means we have to create that environment that allows them to tell those kinds of stories, that allows those of us who are in training, people like Monica and I, who are in training, to also do our part, and everybody is doing their part. Those who regulate do their part, those who train do their part, and those who support, like George, also do their part. So that environment is not a function of one person or one entity or one institution like the Media Council, but it's something that all of us have to participate in. And that means as journalists, we also have to do our part in telling our stories ethically, professionally, and in ways that others can celebrate. So I thank you for coming, Paul. You have always been here. I know that. Thank you so much. Lastly, I wanted to make a big announcement that George wanted me to make, that UNJA next year is going to be, imagine that UNJA is now predictable, that the next UNJA is going to be on the 26th of April, 2026. Isn't that something worth looking out to? So at this point in time, we actually know when the next UNJA is going to be, thanks to the sponsors and to all the work that has been going into that. So go out of here reminding yourself that we who tell the stories have a lot of opportunities that we should not squander. And I take this opportunity to congratulate all who are going to win and all the journalists in the room. Thank you very much.
Round of applause for our board chair, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. There's a lot that goes into the work that has brought us here today. We heard from one of our past winners, and she said, success is not an overnight thing. It takes lots of work, lots of research, lots of support, collaboration, and fine-tuning of your skills. The gift of storytelling is not something that is given to everyone. So it's amazing that we get together to celebrate it in this way. It is the Uganda National Journalism Awards, and we are all about inspiring quality over and over as we move forward. And of course, celebrating and rewarding excellence, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have been told that the next awards will be on the 26th of April. Yes, 2026. I think that was confirmed, so I think that is very, very cool. Was it April? Okay, well, all right. That is exciting. 22nd of April, 2026. Okay, that is confirmed. That is definitely confirmed. Now, this cannot happen without our amazing sponsors. So please continue to give a big thank you with me as I announce these sponsors in the different categories. In the silver category, we have Centenary Bank. So round of applause. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in our bronze category, we have the Uganda National Oil Company, that is UNOC as well. Thank you for the support. Nile Breweries Limited. Thank you for supporting the awards, Unja. We also have East Africa Crude Oil Pipeline Limited, that's ECOP. I hope you're in the room. We have Airtel Uganda Limited. Round of applause for Airtel. Round of applause. This side are doing well. I'm going to come down there. And then we also have the National Water and Sewerage Corporation, ladies and gentlemen. And a big thank you to Crown Beverages Uganda as well. Round of applause for them. Now, as we get to the awarding category, it is always important that we go back and we look at the criteria. We look at how our winners were selected, how they were vetted, how they were screened, and of course, who eventually emerges winner today. We also look at how they performed this year. And to be able to share this with you, allow me now to invite the chief judge. Now, he has been a part of the awards for the last 3 years. That is Benin Herbert Oluka. So please welcome the chief judge of this awards to come and take us through the criteria and selection process. He's making his way up. Let's encourage him to come on up. Welcome, welcome to you. Long capes.
Yes, good evening, everyone. And welcome to this year's edition of the Uganda National Journalism Awards by the African Center for Media Excellence. I have been part of the awards now for, I think, as a chief judge for 3 years. But before that, I had also been part of the judging process. And prior to that, I had been a multiple winner of the awards. So I think I've graduated over the years. And this year I'm particularly happy that we've had a number of former winners of these awards joining the judging panel. It's been, I think some of us had been, what's the word, isolated, but now we're in good company with many former winners, and I think because they have won their awards before, they actually, they have their finger on the pulse on exactly what to look out for during the judging process. We're also particularly happy as judges that we've been able to refine the judging process to make it much more clear-cut. It's a continuous process of refining the judging process, and I think we're particularly happy with the way that we have refined it this year. Before I continue, allow me introduce the judges who are present. I will not name all of them, but if you go to page 8 of this magazine, you'll see the names of all the judges, but I'll ask the judges to stand up for recognition. Judges, please. Okay, thank you. And my role tonight is to share the findings of the judges during the process. But before I do that, let me say something very brief about the organization that I work for. I work with the Global Investigative Journalism Network. I am the Africa editor. And this year particularly, why I must say something is we have later this year the Global Investigative Journalism Conference. It is taking place in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And currently we are asking people to sign up, get tickets to attend this conference. If you go to gijc25.org, you'll find all the details about the conference. We also have a second conference, the African Investigative Journalism Conference, which will take place in Johannesburg, South Africa. And again, there's a call for session submissions. It actually expires within the next 2 days. So if you have a session that you want to share with the rest of Africa, especially the winners of these awards, or people who have done exceptional investigative stories, you can share how you did these stories, the tools that you used, and all the other details about your story. And I would welcome you to go and submit your panel idea, a theme, a workshop session within the next 2 days. So I thought I must say that, such that the investigative journalism community in Uganda or the journalism community in Uganda can participate in these two very important conferences for journalism. Now, I'll move on to the comments by the judges, the consolidated comments, which I'll read on behalf of the judges. On page 9 of this magazine again, I have shared a bit of detail about the number of entries. There were 147 that we reviewed, and we selected 61 finalists out of those. And then from those 61 finalists, that is where you're going to pick, that's where we picked the winners of that we are celebrating today. Now, on to the comments. 1, the judges saw signs of growth and subject mastery. A number of the entries demonstrated clear signs of journalistic growth over time. In particular, one journalist showed a deepening understanding of their reporting sector, gradually evolving towards subject matter expertise. This evolution was reflected in the quality and depth of their submissions, 2 of which stood out as well-researched, richly sourced, and thoughtfully constructed. The progression suggests an encouraging trajectory towards becoming a leading voice in the field, and we encourage other journalists to become masters of their field as we move towards judging bodies of work rather than individual entries. Now, to sustain and further this growth, the journalists should consider experimenting with storytelling approaches beyond the traditional inverted pyramid. We encourage journalists to adopt a broader repertoire of narrative forms which will allow for growth, for greater audience engagement, and more dynamic reportage. Then 2, we made a note about the passion and effort of the journalists. Passion for the craft was evident in many submissions. Several entrants displayed a genuine enthusiasm for their bits. This passion, when combined with effort and editorial discipline, produced work that was both meaningful and impactful. However, passion alone did not always translate into high-quality journalism. A few candidates submitted articles that appeared rushed or underdeveloped. These entries lacked the depth, sourcing, or narrative strength expected at this level and were reflected in lower scoring. Sustained excellence requires not just interest in the subject, but a consistent application of journalistic rigor and effort. 3, there were limitations in narrative style and techniques. The judges noted that a recurring issue across several submissions was the over-reliance on a single writing or broadcast style, that is the inverted pyramid. While this structure has its place in news writing, repeated use without variation results in monotony. It diminishes the impact of stories and weakens audience engagement. Some entries felt flat as a result, with facts presented in a mechanical order that lacked emotional or narrative pull. Now, there is room and indeed a need for more creativity in story construction. We expect the journalists and encourage them to explore alternative structures, including anecdotal leads, thematic organization, or feature style approaches to elevate their storytelling. The other thing we noted was the cohesion, creativity, and public value of the stories. Despite some of those weaknesses we have noted, there were strong and cohesive bodies of work submitted. In these cases, individual pieces complemented each other thematically and stylistically. They were offering fresh perspectives and demonstrating a consistency in both effort and ambition. And these entries displayed creativity in approach and commendable ability to sustain public interest and advance discourse on the issues covered. The best of this work showed what is possible when journalistic skill is matched with a clear editorial vision and consistent application of that vision. We also realized, we also saw in some of the entries some unrealized potential. There were entries that fell squarely within the realm of average journalism. They were factual, they were accurate, but they were uninspired. In these cases, the journalists showed basic competence, but lacked the energy, the initiative, and the editorial policy to stand out from all the other entries. These submissions were functional, but not really memorable. A few entrants appeared to hold strong personal interest in their bits, but had not yet translated that interest into strong storytelling. The information was often there. You could see that the information is there, but the lack of structure, the lack of narrative drive, or the lack of a compelling framing meant that the stories failed to leave a lasting impression on the judges. Let me also talk about the use of technology in journalism. As we all know, there is a rapid technological advancement that is transforming journalism globally, and we see it every day in the stories that are produced by a lot of the international media organizations, the BBC, Africa Eye, and the others. However, the use of technology in many of the submissions remains notably limited among many candidates. And while journalists elsewhere are embracing innovative tools that enhance storytelling, improve packaging of stories, and crucially strengthen investigation and data analysis, this progress has unfortunately not yet been fully reflected in the Ugandan media landscape. It is something we have to think about. It is something we have to take a conscious decision in each of our newsrooms to make sure that we embrace it. The judges observed a clear gap between the potential of modern technology and its practical application in the submissions reviewed. Few entries demonstrated effective use of digital tools to enrich their reporting. There was a distinct scarcity of data-driven stories employing new methods of data gathering, cross-referencing, or visualization that could help unpack complex issues for the audiences. Similarly, digital storytelling techniques such as interactive elements, multimedia packages, and engaging web formats were rarely used to bring some of these stories to life. This calls for a concerted investment in training and upskilling of journalists in the effective use of technology. It is not enough merely to learn new tools. The element of practice and experimentation are vital if journalists are to be able to internalize these tools and make them a part of their everyday journalism practice. Journalists should be encouraged to actively incorporate these technologies into their daily work, whether that means employing advanced search techniques for data mining, using visualization software to create compelling infographics, or enhancing digital platforms to host dynamic content that captures the audience's attention. The other observation was on the role of the editors. Across many submissions, the judges repeatedly asked, where is the editor in this story? Because it was evident that the role of the editor was either missing or underplayed. This absence of editorial oversight highlighted a common concern that some editors are often absent from the storytelling process beyond the basic copy checking. Yet their role in mentoring journalists, shaping story ideas, and guiding follow-through is critical to produce stronger, more compelling journalism. And since last year, we have named editors alongside finalists to encourage their vital contributions and encourage greater editorial leadership. Recognizing editors is just the start. We urge newsrooms to foster a culture where editors actively collaborate with journalists from story conception through to finalization, thereby helping reporters to deepen their research, diversify their stories, and refine their narratives. Such engagement not only improves the quality of individual pieces, but also builds newsroom capacity and innovation, raising the overall standard of journalism in Uganda. Finally, I would like to talk about the Stanbic Shield of Journalism category, where we reward not the individual journalists, but the organizations. This Stanbic Shield of Journalism is a platform for media institutions to shine, to showcase their work, celebrate their unique identity, and highlight their remarkable growth in an industry that is constantly and consistently evolving and facing new challenges. This award is about recognizing editorial excellence and innovation, celebrating those who are boldly adapting and pushing the boundaries in a rapidly changing and often constrained media landscape. The judges this time round were happy to see the number of entries for this year's Shield of Journalism Award double, a clear sign that more organizations are stepping up, a clear sign that more organizations are stepping up and stepping forward to claim their place and share their stories. However, there is still so much untapped potential. We know that there are many medium and large-scale media outlets, digital startups, and legacy organizations that are doing exciting and impactful work. To all of you, to all those organizations, and essentially to all the journalists in Uganda, we say, this is your moment to show the strength, creativity, and resilience of your teams. And we encourage you to participate, step up into the spotlight, and let your achievements be celebrated. I thank you all for listening to the judges' comments, and I want to congratulate all the journalists who submitted their entries. You're all winners. It's not only those who are stepping up today who are winners. You're all winners because you put your work out there for us to scrutinize it, and in the process, such comments will help us to continue to improve the work that we do as journalists. So thank you very much, everyone.
Round of applause for our Chief Judge, ladies and gentlemen. At the very end, he softened the feedback. He said, oh, you're all winners, well done. But take the feedback seriously. All right, how are we doing this evening? Are we doing all right? At the back of the room, are we okay? And on this side of the room, on my left, hello there. I want to hear you. Hello there. I'm waiting for the echo. There. How are you doing? Are you ready? Shall we get into the first round of awards to find out who our first round of winners is? Are we good to go? Okay, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, our first category this evening is Science and Technology Reporting. To present this award, I would like to invite a representative from CIPESA, that is a collaboration on international ICT policy for East and Southern Africa. Do I have someone here from CIPESA to hand over this award? Do I have someone here? Oh, please come on up. Wonderful. Please give her a round of applause as she comes up to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel free to stand right there. Now, the finalists in the Science and Technology Reporting category are Irene Abalo Otto, NMG Uganda, and Richard Wetaya, New Vision.
Science journalism demands clarity, curiosity, and the ability to connect complex ideas to everyday life. This year's winner has consistently delivered stories that shed light on scientific developments in Uganda, making science accessible and relevant to the public. Through engaging reporting, the journalist has shown how science and technology shape our development and our future.
I'd like to ask you to announce our winner.
Here.
We shall ask her to open the envelope and announce the winner.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. And the winner is Richard Wetaya.
The winner is Richard Wetaya, New Vision, Science and Technology Reporting. Please come on up. And she is handing over this award. Round of applause to him, ladies and gentlemen. If we can also have a moment here for our photographers. Congratulations to you, Richard. I'd also like to give an honorable mention to Irene Abalo Otto from the Nation Media Group, Uganda. Please come on up to receive a certificate. And congratulations again, Richard. You may step down. So Irene, honorable mention goes out to Irene Abalo Otto. Is she here with us? Okay, I think we shall hold on to her certificate. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next award shall be presented by Airtel Uganda. Can I have a representative from Airtel Uganda joining me on stage? Now this category is arts reporting. And the finalists in this category are Alex Paul Sechitoleko, Moses Serugo, and Anthony Guaro from Frames and Waves. Welcome to you. Andrew Kagwa from Daily Monitor, Bamuturachi Musinguzi from Nation Media Group, Uganda, Jamila Mulindwa Nuaha, Hakim Wampamba, and the NBS Arts team, NBS Television. We also have Joseph Bate from New Vision.
This is the citation of the arts winner. In today's media market, arts reporting is often overlooked. It is seen as less urgent, less essential, but the arts are vital. They reflect who we are, inspire dialogue, and shape our cultural identity. At a time when the coverage of the arts is on the decline, this winning body of work brings the arts to life with creativity, depth, and flair. It celebrates artists, questions cultural shifts, and connects audiences to the richness of Uganda's creative world.
I'd like you to announce the winner.
Good evening. And the winner in the arts category is, we have actually more than one, Jamila Mlindwa Nuaha. Hakim Wampamba. And the NBS Arts reporting team. Congratulations.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about the importance of working together. Jamila Mulindwa, Hakim Wampamba, and the entire NBS TV Arts team. Congratulations to you. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask the gentlemen to just remain on stage. Okay, we'll allow our winners to step down. We would also like to, from Airtel, please, if I can ask you to come back. We're just giving out a few more. So runners-up in the arts reporting category are Joseph Bate from New Vision, as well as Anthony Guaro, Moses Serugo, and Alex Sechitoleko from Frames and Waves. Those are our runners-up. They will also be winning a prize, and a prize in this category, I believe. So if we have any of you here, please do step up. All right, wonderful. All right, so runners up again, we have Joseph Bate, New Vision, as well as Anthony Guaro, Moses Serugo, and Alex Sechitoleko from Frames and Waves. That's runners up, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause to them, and we'll allow them to step down. Immediately after that, honorable mentions go to Andrew Kagwa from Daily Monitor, as well as Bamuturachi Musinguzi from Nation Media Group Uganda. If you can join us to receive a certificate as honorable mention. Do we have Andrew with us here today? Okay, we shall hold on to their certificates. Thank you very, very much. Our next category, ladies and gentlemen, is business, finance, and economy reporting. I'd like to invite someone from Absa Bank to join me on stage to present this award. If we have a representative here from Absa Bank, please make your way to the stage. Welcome. The finalists in this category, ladies and gentlemen, we have Franklin Ezaruku Draku from Daily Monitor, Ismail Musa Ladu from Daily Monitor, and Rona Nahabwe from Daily Monitor.
This is the citation for the winner of the Business, Economy and Finance Reporting Award. Strong business journalism requires a thirst for knowledge, a deep understanding of policy and market forces, and most critically, a strong network of trusted sources developed over time. This year's winner brings all that and more to their reporting. With clarity and insight, they break down the economic issues for the public and elevate voices of entrepreneurs, workers, and consumers alike. This work is well-sourced and consistently relevant to Uganda's economic realities.
And the winner is
the winner for the Business, Economy and Finance Reporting is Ismail Ladu, Daily Monitor.
The winner is Ismail Musa Ladu from Daily Monitor. If you are here, please step up to receive your awards. Is he with us? Okay, we shall hold on to that. Now the runner-up in the business reporting category is Franklin Ezaruku Draku, Daily Monitor. He's making his way up to the stage. Round of applause for him as he comes up. Congratulations to you. Can we have our pictures? Wonderful. Yes, paparazzi all out today. Thank you. That's Franklin. And honorable mention goes to Rona Nahabwe from Daily Monitor. Rona, if you're here with us, please come on up to receive your certificate. Round of applause for them. Thank you so very much. I will let you step down. All right, how are we doing? Where are our winners? Are you crossing fingers and toes? Potential winners, should I say. The winners have passed that. Okay, our next category, ladies and gentlemen, is environment reporting. And this award will be presented by UNOC, that is Uganda National Oil Company, as well as the East African Crude Oil Pipeline Limited. So if I could have representatives join me from UNOC and ECOP to hand over this award. The finalists in this category are Carlton Scovia Nakamia and Davis Muhumuza from BBS Terefayina, Joshua Kagoro from Now Post, Prosi Nankanja from Arua 1 FM, and Simon Wokorach, who is a freelancer.
This is the citation for the environment winner. This year, the judges faced a rare but welcome challenge. Two exceptional entries that could not be more different in style, yet equally powerful in substance. One body of work is bold and analytical, drawing audiences in with compelling on-the-ground storytelling. The other is deeply reported with a quiet but persistent clarity that lays bare the connections between environment, livelihoods, and governance. Where they meet is in their depth of reporting, their ability to elevate local voices, and their success in making environmental issues understandable and urgent. Together, these bodies of work remind us that strong environmental journalism can take many forms, but it must always be grounded, people-centered, and purposeful.
And the winner is
Simon Wokorach. Hang on.
Joint winners.
Hang on. So we have joint winners. So it's Carlton Scovia Nakamia, Davis Muhumuza, BBS Refiner, and then Simon Wokorach, who's a freelance journalist.
a big congratulations to our winners. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, okay, the runner-up in this category is Prosi Nankanja from Arua 1 FM. I believe there is a cash prize not only for the winner, but for the runners-up as well. So congratulations to you, Prosi. Here she is, looking lovely in green. Congratulations to you. All right, round of applause for them. And now we'll hand over to Prosi. Okay. Congratulations to our runner-up, that is Prosi. We also have honorable mention going out to Joshua Kagoro of Nile Post. Joshua, please come on up. Honorable mention in this category, ladies and gentlemen, the Environment Reporting Award. Congratulations to you. Thank you so much. You may step down. We're heading straight into our next category, which is Education Reporting. To present this award, I would like to invite a representative from the Electricity Regulatory Authority to join me on stage. I see you. Please come on up. The finalists in the education reporting category are Damali Mukaye, Daily Monitor, Dorothy Najita from Daily Monitor, Norbert Atukunda and Arnold Seremba, NTV Uganda. Okello Jesus Ojara from TND News.
This is the citation for the Education Reporting Award. This year's Education Reporting Award recognizes a body of work that tells stories often overlooked within Uganda's education system. It highlights the voices of learners and educators and sheds light on the realities behind education policy. Through clear and thoughtful reporting, this work brings those hidden perspectives to the forefront. It challenges common views and helps deepen understanding of how education impacts lives and communities across the country.
And the winner is...
The winner is Dorothy Najita, Daily Monitor.
Congratulations to Dorothy. She looks like she cannot believe it. Congratulations. Winner Education Reporting Award, Dorothy, Daily Monitor. Congratulations to you. Now the runner-up in this category is Damali Mukaye from Daily Monitor. Now, as Damali makes her way to the stage, honorable mentions in this category also go out to Okello Jesus Ojara and Norbert Atukunda and Arnold Seremba, NTV Uganda. So please come on up. Honorable mention again to Okello Jesus Ojara, TND News, as well as Norbert and Arnold from NTV Uganda. Congratulations. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. I will allow you to step down. Ladies and gentlemen, our next category is Justice, Law, and Order reporting. Now I'd like to invite someone from Centenary Bank to join me up on stage to hand over this award. So please make your way to the stage. I do see you. Welcome. Come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, the finalists in the category of Justice, Law, and Order reporting are Michael Odeng and Edward Anyoli from New Vision. NBS Investigates Team, NBS Television. And Simon Masaba from New Vision.
This is the citation for the winning entry in the Justice, Law, and Order category. Through meticulous investigations, powerful storytelling, and persistence, the winning body of work sheds light on issues that too often remain hidden: abuse, corruption, procedural failure, and institutional neglect. It is a work that unsettles, provokes, and calls for change.
And the winner is, please step forward.
Justice, Law and Order Reporting, winners, the NBS Investigates team, Godfrey Badebye, Paul Kayonga, Moses Katumba, and others.
Wow. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The NBS Investigates team, NBS Television. Our runner-up in this category is Simon Masaba from New Vision. So Simon, if you're here, please come on up. All right. Simon is making his way up, but I would also like to give honorable mention to Michael Odeng and Edward Agnoli from New Vision as well. So you can also make your way to the stage. So, honorable mentions to Michael Odeng and Edward. Are they here with us? If not, we shall hold on to your certificates. And thank you so much. You may step down. Thank you. Round of applause to all the winners in this first category. Okay. Now, it's interesting that I've let you all go, yet I'm going to call you back for a group picture. I should have asked you to stay close by. But before I do that, allow me to officially welcome and recognize the presence of our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen. The Commissioner General for Uganda Revenue Authority is here with us, John Rujoki Musinguzi. Thank you for being here. All right. Thank you so much. Now, I have been asked to get all the winners that we have just had in this first category to come back up on stage, and we have a group picture together. So to everyone who has won an award in this first round, please quickly make your way to the stage so that we can have a group picture. All right. I see our winners are comfortable in their seats. They're taking pictures. They're telling their family at home, I won. I was runner-up, so we shall take the group picture later, ladies and gentlemen. I am now going to hand over to our entertainment for another quick interlude, the Bantu Entertainment Group.
Umejipoda umepodoka, mbona unashep pete monani, misuri wali yanidondoka, tukimbizana nini salame wangu, iya mchezo ya joko, mbona watazama chini salame wangu, ukivona joko, inama kidogo, shika magoti, inama sinama kana magoti, mtoto jojo, siyo robot, shamani pingiri pingiri, unataka nyanga nyanga salame, unataka nyanga kinyonga, unataka nyanga Atingari tingari ngari kongoto, utamnyongea mosokoto, atamusoni kari kama kokoto. Mapenzi yananyikwa shida, shida mama, ni dondo lisukwe na tiba, tiba bwana. Usije baby, kanichambua moyo kama karanga, ni baby oya musamanda, wasinga inginge ninganganga, unataka nyaka kinyanga sarame, unataka nyanga kinyonga. Kenyanga kweli, kenyanga kinyonga. Olela bakuruba, olela ngabe, olela nazairima, olela ngabe. Yeah, wizako nyanga nyanga. Yeah, wizari ningo nyanga. Baby kwangwa. Kwangwa lupa. Semua kama sasa. Semua kama karanga. Semua kama karanga sarobe. Semua kama karanga. Asa washa, washa, wata washa, washa. Songa, songa, agani songa, songa. Paka chini, chini, mpaka chini na chini. Wenye wivu wacha nyonge leo, wenye wivu wacha nyonge, wenye wivu wacha nyonge sana, wenye wivu wacha nyonge, wenye wivu wacha nyonge kweli, wenye wivu wacha nyonge, wenye wivu wacha nyonge sana, wenye wivu wacha nyonge. Wanakodoa kodo, wanakodoa chokodo, wanakodoa kodo, wanakodoa kodo, wanakodoa kodo, wanakodoa lukinyonga, wanakodoa kodo, wanakodoa lukisonga, wanakodoa kodo, wanakodoa. Asila zani niwe ebona, asila zani niwe ebona. Owataka kunemo bule papa, owataka kunemo bule papa. Yule si wako na mimi si wangu, chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe, chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe. Asila zani niwe ebona, asila zani niwe ebona. Awataka kunemo bule papa, awataka kunemo bule papa. Na wewe na wako nyumbani, na mimi na wangu nyumbani. Chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe, chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe. Sina makosa wewe, lila 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 lilo, oh 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 mama. Asila zani niwe ebona, asila zani niwe ebona. Wataka kunemo bule papa, awataka kunemo bule papa. Wangu hayuko, wangu hayuko. Chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe, chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe. Nasema sina makosa wewe bwana, inasema sina makosa wewe bwana. Asila zani niwe ebona, asila zani niwe ebona. Wataka kunemo bule papa, wataka kunemo bule papa. Na wewe na wako nyumbani, na mimi na wangu nyumbani. Chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe, chuki ya nini kati yangu mimi na wewe. Nasema sina makosa wewe bwana, inasema sina makosa wewe bwana, sina makosa wewe bwana, oh 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 mama, sina makosa wewe bwana.
Everyone has a dream this year, and it's your turn to Yoga 2025 with ABSA. Switch to ABSA and make your dreams a reality by applying for any of our business, personal, and home loan solutions tailored for you, because your dreams are valid. Visit any ABSA branch near you and let's get started. ABSA, your story matters.
How many times do I have to ring this bell so that you come out of that house?
Give me that.
Tell Nakato to give you 2 sticks of cigarette.
Don't run, just walk normally.
Here. How is you? Not bad. How is home?
Dad!
Yeah.
Dad! Our house is burning!
What?
Our house is burning!
Burning? Mukasa, do you still keep your money in this house?
Avoid keeping money in ceilings, gardens, pits, and pest-prone areas so as to minimize the risk of losing it. Money is precious. Handle with respect. This message is brought to you by Bank of Uganda.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Easy Does It, the show where we show you how to do things easy. We are dealing with the easiest way to receive money from abroad. And to our first contestant, Dorothy.
Dolosi.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dolosi, your answer please.
Flexible, of course.
Nope.
Wait. The answer you have, do you get the real money that I have sent to you? Not those things of they tell you, Mbomanya send this money, then after you reach it, then they tell you money charges.
No, you mean Flexible does all that.
Hey, zero fees, just full amounts.
Receive full amounts at no charge from over 20 countries across Europe, Asia, and Africa with FlexiPay. Dial *291# or download the app to get started. For more information, call 0800-251-251 or visit our website at stanbicbank.co.ug.
At the Climate Smart Jobs Project, we're empowering Ugandan smallholder farmers to tackle climate change. Agriculture is Uganda's backbone, but pests, diseases, floods, and droughts threaten livelihoods. Without adaptation, economic transformation is at risk. Funded by the UK's International Climate Fund, CSJ is piloting solutions that include boosting soil health, improving irrigation, promoting mechanization, climate-smart inputs, agroforestry, post-harvest excellence, goat breeding, regenerative farming, carbon market access, and solutions that support women's active and uninterrupted involvement in farm work to increase yields and incomes. We partner with the media to inform and inspire, from climate change desks to targeted journalist training at Makerere University and community storytelling. We're amplifying voices for change. If your media house is interested in any of our work, visit us at csj.co.ug. Follow us on X, LinkedIn, and YouTube at CSJ Uganda.
Okufumbira ku masanyalaze kati kwa bode era kusobokera ddala fumbe ebijanjalo byo omukka gw'enku gwera
fumbisa yaka kati kisoboka okufumbira ku masannyalaze ku kasente akatono ng'okozesa ebisale ebipya ebyafumba ebyateekebwawo ekitongole kya Electricity Regulatory Authority. Kati osobola okugula yuniti za yaka 7 ku muwendo ogusaliddwako ogwa siringi 412 buli yuniti oluvannyuma lw'okukozesa yuniti 8 ezisooka mu mwezi. Okumanya ebisingawo kubira Electricity Regulatory Authority ku ssimu noti 2 noti 5 noti 6 noti.
A big round of applause for our sponsors this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are now ready to continue with our program. I would just like to make a quick announcement. Fortea announces the start of the 2025 awards season. Fortea is hosting the Uganda Press Photo Award, the East African Photography Award, and the Young Photographer Award as usual. All 3 competitions will commence on the 4th of June with a submission deadline of 1st of August. The winners of each award will receive a Fujifilm camera and kit, generously provided by Fujifilm Middle East. Full details, along with contact information, will be available on the Fortea website very soon. So don't say you did not know. Now you do. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? I hope you've had a bite to eat. We're trying to make sure we keep you fed throughout the evening. A big thank you to Miss Still Hotel, who is hosting us today, of course, and I do hope you have something to drink as well. Our sponsors are very, very important, and that is why we're here together celebrating in style the 2025 Uganda National Journalism Awards. Allow me to now invite one of our premium sponsors to just say a few words from the British High Commission, that is a private sector advisor, Ralph Weir. Please, you're most welcome. Round of applause as he makes his way to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to be here to present the new Climate Change Reporting Award, which has been created with support from the UK government. Now, through our Climate Smart Jobs programme, which you'll have seen a bit of a video up here a moment ago, we're supporting sustainable climate solutions for Ugandan smallholder farmers. Now, one way in which we're trying to do this is by working with yourselves, working with the media, by equipping journalists with skills to produce accessible information for farmers, including women and refugees. Now, the programme works by training and mentoring organisations and journalists in climate reporting, advocating for creating dedicated media desks in media organisations to elevate the quality of that climate reporting, promoting engagement with the communities who we're writing about and who we're writing for so they can understand it, and championing this work today. So this award highlights the role of journalists of showing how climate change affects our lives. Climate change is bigger than any one of us, but it affects every single one of us. And many of us may not be scientists, but you can help to translate complex climate science into why this matters for individuals. We all see those impacts of climate change, which it's already having on life in Uganda. Longer dry seasons affecting farmers, flooding in Kampala, damaging homes and losing lives, and landslides leading to losses of life. So this award recognises the power of journalism to inform, inspire, and drive action on the climate crisis. As journalists, you can explain things simply and highlight the solutions which can help in regular people's lives. We're therefore going to be making 2 awards. Firstly, the individual award to recognise and celebrate exceptional journalism that engages with pressing issues surrounding climate change. And secondly, an institutional award, recognising that institutions really matter and those that demonstrate exceptional commitment to impactful, inclusive and sustained climate change reporting, while acknowledging that it's a collective effort from all team members. So very excited to be here today and looking forward to seeing who's won.
Thank you very much for that and for staying on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping straight back into the awards, and that, of course, is starting with the category that you have just been talking about, Climate Change Reporting Individual Award. Now, are we ready? Yes? Okay. The finalists in the Climate Change Reporting Individual Award category are Andrew Ejuka from InfoNile, Diana Taremwa Karachire, who is a freelancer, Innocent Kiza, from Renzori Daily, as well as Martin Amaiko from Radio Simba. And now for the citation. I think I shall read the citation. Some say climate change is just a buzzword, overused, politicized, and driven by global agendas that often ignore local realities. As international attention shifts and powerful interests dominate the narrative, the danger is that the human stories, the real stories, get drowned out. But the stories must still be told. Stories of communities adapting, of small but significant solutions, of land lost and lives changed, of voices that are often unheard, yet are on the front lines of a warming world. This year's winner tells these stories with empathy, clarity, and deep local grounding. The body of work into the heart of the climate crisis, explaining complex changes in simple terms, highlighting both resilience and risk, and showing what climate change really means for everyday Ugandans. And the winner is
For the Climate Change Reporting Award, the winner is Martin Amaiko from Radio Simba.
Martin for the individual award. That is Martin Amaiko from Radio Simba. If you are here, Martin, please make your way to the stage. Is Martin with us? Yes? Come on up. Round of applause as he makes his way to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, for the powerful work done when it comes to climate change reporting. This is the individual award. Big smile, come on, let's see that smile. Congratulations to you. We'll let you go down. We have joint place for first runners-up in this category as well. So Diana Taremwa, who is a freelancer, please make your way up, as well as Andrew Aijuka from InfoNile. You are both first runners-up. There was a tie for this position. Please make your way to the stage. Do we have the ladies? Okay. Andrew is here. Congratulations to you. First runners-up, Andrew. And the second runner-up in this category is Innocent Kiza from Renzori Daily. Please come on up if you're here with us. Thank you so much. We're giving out this last one. Sorry? We're giving out just one more. And then the institutional one. Yes. All right. And that sums up the individual award. We're now going to look at climate change reporting, the institutional award. Thank you for staying on stage to hand over this as well. Okay, are we ready? The finalists in the climate change reporting Institutional Award category are Info-Nile, Monitor Publications, New Vision, and Renzori Daily.
This is the citation for the Climate Change Reporting Institutional Award winner. Tackling a systemic issue like climate change requires strong response systems, networks of consistency, leadership, and purpose. In the media, where public information and environmental coverage are not always prioritized, climate journalism must be intentional. This is why institutional leadership matters. This year's winner has shown what it takes to build those internal systems by establishing a climate desk, investigating in skilled reporters, and treating climate change as a core public interest issue.
And the winner is
for the Climate Change Reporting Institutional Award, the winner is New Vision.
Congratulations to the New Vision. Please make your way up to the stage to receive your award. Welcome, welcome. Winner of the Climate Change Reporting Institutional Award. Big round of applause for them. And it comes with a prize of 14 million shillings. Woo! Congratulations to you. And we'll let you step down as we announce the runner-up. Now, in this category, the first runner-up is Info-Nile. Info-Nile. Please make your way to the stage. Congratulations to our first runner-up in the Climate Change Reporting Institutional Awards category, Info-Nile, ladies and gentlemen. And they take home a prize of 7 million shillings. Now, in this category, the second runner-up is Monitor Publications. Monitor Publications, second runner-up in the Climate Change Reporting Institutional Award category. Round of applause for the team. They take home a prize of 5 million Uganda shillings, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to you. And finally, honorable mention in this category goes out to Renzori Daily. So Renzori Daily, please come on up to receive your certificate, and well done. I see you. Thank you, thank you. A big round of applause for our representatives from the British High Commission and Climate Smart Jobs as well. Woo, how are we feeling? Okay, we're heading straight into our next category. political reporting. Now, I would like to invite someone from the Royal Danish Embassy to join me to hand over this award. So if I could have a representative from the Royal Danish Embassy to hand over the Political Reporting Award. Welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the finalists in the Political Reporting Award category are Ian Katusime from The Independent, Nelson Kiva from New Vision, Umaru Kashaka from New Vision. Those are our finalists. The citation, please.
In a country where everything is political and where social media is flooded with noise, spin, and surface-level takes, there is an urgent need for more than just event reporting. Political journalism today demands depth, context, and the ability to connect the dots. It requires thoughtful analysis that helps the public make sense of power, governance, and the forces shaping our nation. This year's winner does exactly that.
And the winner is...
Political reporting winner is Ian Katusime, The Independent.
And we have our winner. Ian Katusime from The Independent, congratulations to you. The runner-up in this category is Umaru Kashaka from New Vision. Umaru Kashaka from New Vision, first runner-up, and honorable mention in this category goes to Nelson Kiva from New Vision. Please come on up, Nelson. All right, congratulations to you, Nelson, and thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our next award will be presented by a representative from the European Union delegation to Uganda, as well as DW Academy. So if you could join me on stage to both hand over this award. We are now looking at public accountability, ladies and gentlemen. And the finalists in this award category are Busain Samilu, Daily Monitor, Dan Ayebare for Solutions Now Africa, Gerald Tenua from New Vision, and Lawrence Chizito from Bukede.
Citation. Holding power, systems, and people to account on behalf of citizens is one of journalism's highest callings. It is about asking hard questions, following the paper trail, and giving the public information they need to demand better. This year's winner has demonstrated a commitment to going beneath the surface. The body of work examines how systems function, where they fall short, and what can be done to improve them.
And the winner is...
Thank you. The winner of the Public Accountability category is Gerald Tenyua. New Vision.
All right. Winner in the public accountability reporting, Gerald Tenyua from New Vision. Congratulations to you. The runner-up in this category is Dan Ayebere from Solutions Now Africa. Is Dan here with us? Are you coming up? All right. Runner-up in the category of public accountability reporting is Dan Ayebere from Solutions Now Africa. All right. Congratulations. Thank you for coming up. Honorable mentions in this category also go out to Busain Samilu from Daily Monitor and Lawrence Chizito from Bouquet Day. If you could make your way to the stage, honorable mention goes to you. Now we know who has friends in the house. How come we're not shouting like that for everyone? We need to cheer everybody who's coming up. Hussein and Lawrence, honorable mention to you. And thank you so very much for coming up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next award will be presented by a representative from Twaweza. So if I can have someone on stage joining me from Twaweza to hand over the next award. This category is Traditions and Culture Reporting. The finalists are Gladys Tracy Achiro from 102 Mega FM, Ivan Sebeni from New Vision, and Richard Mwanje from BBS Terrifyina.
This is the citation for the Traditions and Culture category. Understanding culture is vital to appreciating the rich diversity and history that shape communities across Uganda. Journalism plays a key role in recording and preserving this heritage. This kind of reporting requires nuance, care, and a genuine passion for storytelling that honors both the past and its continuing influence on present-day life. The recipient of this year's award has demonstrated exceptional skill in bringing cultural stories to the forefront, deepening public appreciation for Uganda's vibrant traditions.
And the winner is...
Good evening, everyone. The winner in the Traditions and Culture Reporting is Gladys Achiro.
Gladys Tracy Achiro, 102 Mega FM, congratulations to you. The first runner-up in this category is Richard Mwanje from BBS. Please come on up, Richard, if you're here with us. Congratulations to you in the Traditions and Culture Reporting Award. And honorable mention in this category also goes out to Ivan Sebeni from New Vision. So Ivan, please come on up. All right. Congratulations to all the winners in the category. Okay, an honorable mention to you, Ivan. All right. Oh my goodness. Can I invite you back? I'm sorry, the lady from Twaweza. It seems I let you go a little early. Could I keep you on stage with me a little longer? All right. She's so gracious. Round of applause. I brought her back. The next category, ladies and gentlemen, is religion reporting. And the finalists are Christopher Chiseka from Uganda Radio Network and Rosemary Anena from Radio Rupin.
This is the citation for the religion winners category. Religion permeates nearly every aspect of Ugandan life, yet it remains an underexplored bit in our newsrooms. There is so much more to cover: theology, doctrine, religious practice, and the ways faith intersects with everyday life. This year's winner drew on a deep knowledge of the Catholic Church to unpack religious themes with insight and care. The body of work gave audiences an understanding not just of what people believe, but why those beliefs matter and how they shape communities across Uganda and beyond.
And the winner is?
Hello. The winner in this category is Rosemary Anina.
Come on up. Congratulations to our winner, Rosemary Anena of Radio Rupini. Congratulations to you. The runner-up in this category is Christopher Chiseka from Uganda Radio Network. Christopher, please come on up. Christopher, round of applause for him. Our runner-up in the Religion Reporting Award category. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now move to our next category, and this award will be presented by someone from Nile Breweries. So do I have a stage? Sports reporting is our next category. Are we ready? Are we? Are you sure? Okay. The finalists are Abdul Nasser Semugabi from Daily Monitor, Ivan S. Tolit from 102 Mega FM, and Fred Mwambu from Daily Monitor.
The citation for the winning entry in the sports reporting category. The Sports Reporting Award honors a body of work that strikes a remarkable balance between the technical aspects of sport and deeply human storytelling. Demonstrating keen subject expertise, the reporting not only captures the sport, but also the personal journeys, challenges, and triumphs behind the athletes and the teams.
And the winner is...
The winner is Fred Mwambu.
Congratulations to Fred Mwambu from Daily Monitor. The runner-up in the sports reporting category is Ivan S. Tolit from 102 Mega FM. Ivan, come on up. Honorable mention in this category goes out to Abdul Nasser Semugabi from Daily Monitor. So Abdul Nasser, if you're here, please come on up. Congratulations to you. Thank you. And that brings us to the end of our second round of awards, ladies and gentlemen. Please, a huge round of applause for our winners, our runner-ups, and of course, to all our honorable mentions as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to invite our guest of honor, but to do that formally, I am humbly asking that the board chair from ACME rejoins us on stage to officially welcome you.
Thank you very much, Crystal. Mine is a simple one, to just invite the guest of honor, but I would like to say one or two things about him before he comes. We are honored today to be joined by Mr. John Rujoki Musinguzi, who is the Commissioner General for Uganda Revenue Authority. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are jobs, but there are some jobs that not all of us would wish to have. So we thank him for creating time and being here. Mr. Musinguzi is the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority, where he has led a bold transformation since 2020. I was just telling him that it seems like yesterday, and it's unbelievable, it's already 5 years. Hopefully it won't be 20 years, but under his leadership, URA has delivered record revenue growth expanded the taxpayer register from 1.7 million to over 5 million, and positioned itself as a model of integrity and innovation in public service. A strategic thinker and reformer, John brings over 25 years of experience across government, national security, and the private technology sector. He holds degrees in mathematics and computing from Makerere University and the University of Greenwich. He's a values-driven leader, a dedicated Christian, and a firm believer in Uganda's potential for self-reliance through effective domestic revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Mr. Musingozi.
Madam Chair of the African Center for Media Excellency, Professor Emily Maracacho, my apologies. The Executive Director for the African Center for Media Excellence, Dr. George Rugalambi, our distinguished judges and members of the media fraternity, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomat Corps, the representatives of the various development partners here tonight, leaders from the corporate and public sector, civil society representatives, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you this evening at the 11th edition of Uganda National Journalism Awards. I thank the African Center for Media Excellence for this invitation, but more importantly, for sustaining such a platform that recognizes excellence in a field that is both noble and vital for the progress of our country. And this is the field of journalism. And probably most important, I would like to thank the Center for Excellence for the right focus on the issues that matter the most. And these are issues of our economy and nation building. So from the Uganda Revenue Authority, I bring you warm greetings, and truly we appreciate the work that you do and the partnership that most of the members in this room hold with us in promoting truth, fairness, and accountability. I came with the big team from Uganda Revenue Authority. May I ask you to stand up for recognition and confirm the words that I'm about to say on your behalf? Thank you. You can take your seats. Tonight, I'm going to speak about a topic that is very dear to my heart, and I was telling the leadership and the organizers of this event that despite the demand on my time and the tough schedule that I had today, I deliberately did not want to delegate this assignment because the issues of national accountability and responsible journalism and how this can take us forward in building a strong and resilient economy is something that I'm happy to speak about tonight. Let me start by talking about the power of journalism in shaping a nation. Journalism is not just about telling some stories. It's about shaping how a society understands itself. It is about informing choices. It's about amplifying voices. It's about demanding for better from those entrusted with responsibility. And it's about nation building. Throughout history, every society has leaned on a free and responsible press. In Uganda today, your role in safeguarding democracy, holding institutions like ours, Uganda Revenue Authority and many others accountable, stimulating debate on national issues is indispensable. It is you that act as our mirrors and our moral compass. But tonight, I've chosen to speak about a subject that I consider both urgent and foundational for our nation's progress. And this is strengthening national accountability through responsible journalism and inclusive tax dialogue. This is not just a theme for a speech, but it's a call for action. It invites us to reflect on the power of journalism, on the influence that it has on the citizens as we engage and as we search to understand better our economic policies and how to embrace their role in building a self-reliant nation. It is at this point that I want to focus on a dimension of journalism that is often understated, yet deeply consequential. And this is the role of the media in shaping Uganda's economic destiny. Because responsible journalism is not just a watchdog of power, it is a bridge between the institutions and the citizens, especially on matters as important as taxation, public policy, and nation development. Journalism and the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, when the media unpacks the national budget, like now we're in the cycle of coming up with the next financial year budget. So when the media unpacks what is in the national budget, when it breaks down the tax policies that may appear complicated to an ordinary citizen, when you investigate the misuse of public funds, or tell the story of a small business fighting to stay afloat, it is contributing to the economic development of our country. Every accurate report that explains taxation in simple terms educates a potential taxpayer. Every profile of a compliant business inspires others to do the same. And every disclosure of corruption strengthens the moral fabric that sustains voluntary compliance. At the URA, we have a special mandate to mobilize revenue for national development in a transparent and professional manner. We believe that the economic transformation of our nation is impossible without fiscal transparency. And we uphold three core values that I would like you to hold us accountable to as an institution. The first one is professionalism. The next one is integrity, and the third one is patriotism. Please, I declare this on behalf of the team that I lead, that whenever we are serving you, double check whether we meet that mark, and where we don't, please hold us accountable. But transparency cannot just thrive in isolation. It requires responsible journalism that educates, questions, informs with integrity. You are not just messengers, you are economic actors in your own right. So where do we stand as a nation today? Allow me to share some context on where we stand as a country. URA, entrusted with this monumental task of mobilizing domestic resources to finance Uganda's development agenda, our goal is to reduce reliance on external borrowing and empower national sovereignty, and it is a task that we take so seriously. In the current financial year, which is ending in 1 month at the end of June, we have a target to collect 31.36 trillion Uganda shillings. As of this morning, we have so far collected 27.36 trillion. And thank you very much for the club and for contributing this significant amount of revenue. So we are left with about 4 trillion Uganda shillings to go, and we are very optimistic that we'll achieve this by the end of June 2025. But even if we do meet this target, the amount that we will spend as a nation is 72.1 trillion, meaning that what we are collecting is only 43.5%, and the other 56.5% will be financed through borrowing. And this is where we appreciate our development partners and the multi-lenders, the multinational institutions like IMF and World Bank that lend us money from time to time. However, this is not sustainable. The reality is continuous borrowing limits our economic progress, because we must at one day pay back this money with interest. So while we are making undeniable progress, we are not where we ought to be, and research has indicated that there is no country which can develop without capacity to collect at least 20% of its GDP in form of taxes. And as a nation, today we collect about 13.8% of our GDP. And for the whole of Africa, the average is 16%. Therefore, there is something missing, which is very vital that we need to address as a nation in stepping up our tax to GDP and also building our capacity towards self-sufficiency. In other words, we should not rest until we are able to collect enough to finance our budget and maybe have a little to spare and lend to others. Therefore, this missing link is what I would like us to discuss this evening as the special team and special group of nation builders in the profession of journalists. What is this missing link? In my opinion, the missing link is building a national tax compliance culture. Why is this so? One key reason is that our country still lacks a deep-rooted tax-paying culture. There remains a big distance between the taxpayers and the tax system, not only in terms of knowledge, but also in the experience of mutual confidence and collaboration. And this is where the media must come in to support us. We need your voices to help build and demystify the issue of taxation. We need your storytelling skills to humanize this activity and make it a noble duty for every citizen. We need you to move beyond the event-based reporting into sustained, impactful journalism that draws the link between taxes paid and services delivered. And it's at this point that I would like to once again appreciate the Center for Excellence that has hosted us here tonight. I was asking the Executive Director why me of all people to be the guest of honor tonight. And I realized that they are very intentional on closing the gap about knowledge of our responsibility as citizens in building the nation and building a resilient economy. So thank you very much, Madam Chair and the ED, for thinking about this. When a journalist in Gulu, and I was happy to see a number of journalists from up-country districts, when a journalist in Gulu tells a story of a farmer who benefits from a tax-funded agricultural program, you are not just informing the public, you're contributing towards our nation's building. When a radio somewhere in Arua explains the rationale behind a new tax measure in the local language, you are not just engaging the listeners, but you're empowering the citizens. Therefore, let's now speak directly to the future. We are interested in a deeper and more strategic partnership with the media. This is a call and an appeal from URA. One that is rooted in mutual respect and shared national interest. And as I was scanning the room and passing around, I saw a number of colleagues and friends, journalists from the different houses, media houses, that have from time to time come in handy to help us put forward good messages, that have had the courtesy of hearing some stories and verify them professionally before they publish them. You know yourselves, and I salute you tonight. This is what we are talking about. In the coming financial year, we're exploring a partnership with the African Center for Media Excellence to establish a URA ACME fellowship for business and financial reporting. This initiative will support capacity building of journalists to better understand tax policy, public finance, and economic reforms. At URA, we have always valued an open and professional relationship with the media. We remain committed to timely, accurate, and responsive communication. As part of our continuous improvement, we are enhancing our communications approach to deepen engagement and promote citizen participation. A recent example is the program named Ask the URA Commissioner General, or in the Uganda language, Buuza URA Commissioner. I want to thank our partners who are promoting this program because it is having a positive impact. We are getting feedback that is encouraging that we should continue this. And the plan is to expand it to all media platforms so that we can reach all the citizens. This platform invites Ugandans to engage directly with the leadership of URA, ask questions, get clarity on tax matters that affect our daily lives. It is part of the larger effort to demystify taxation, promote transparency, and I invite Ugandans to take ownership of their country's development. A call for responsible journalism as I conclude. True partnership is grounded in integrity. We ask that your reporting accuracy remains non-negotiable and that opinion is not passed off as a fact and that economic policies are critiqued with evidence and not speculation, and that the institutions are held accountable with fairness and without bias. Every story you tell contributes to the public perception, and perception informs behavior. When reporting is rushed, inaccurate, or sensationalized, it does more than misinformation. It undermines public trust, it distorts the social contract, and in our case, it directly affects the tax morale and compliance. That is why we value journalists not only as storytellers, but as stewards of national integrity. Your role in shaping informed, rational discourse is critical in Uganda's development and in our national cohesion. Now, finally, to the finalists and all the winners for tonight, allow me first and foremost to congratulate you to have been just a few among the many that have done a great job. Congratulations. Let the recognition this evening present to you the best motivation to continue being professional, courageous, curious, committed to the public good. Wear this recognition as both a badge of honor and as a call for even greater purpose. Uganda stands at a crossroad where a young nation full of promise. God has blessed us with all the resources, the talent, the ideas. What we need is a collective resolute. Journalists, tax administrators, policymakers, citizens, and civil society, we are all builders of our home called Uganda. If we work together with integrity, patriotism, and a shared vision, there is no doubt in my mind that we will leave this country better than how we found it. Let us all use the platforms that we have, not to divide but to unite, not to tear down but to build, not to lament but to lead. May your words build bridges, may your stories awaken change, and may our shared efforts yield a Uganda that is just, prosperous, and truly self-reliant. I thank you very much for inviting me. I say all this for God and my country. May God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our chief guest, John Rujoki Musinguzi, of course, the Commissioner General from Uganda Revenue Authority. Thank you so much. And I've asked him to stay on stage to keep me company so that we can get straight into our final round of awards. So are we ready? Earlier in the evening, I asked you to tell everybody you know, your neighbors, your workmates, your children, your parents, that we are live so they can follow what is happening this evening. So we are live on the ACME YouTube channel as well as on X. And just a reminder that the hashtag is Unja 2025. So back into it. Our first category, ladies and gentlemen, being presented by our guest of honor, is community reporting. The finalists in this category are Alex Ashaba from Daily Monitor. Benjamin Matata from Voice of Life FM. We have Henry Lematia from Voice of Madi. Wonderful. Herbert Kamoga from Daily Monitor. Hello. And Johnny Sani Ochakachon from Radio Rupini. I hope I said that right. Okakakon.
This is the citation for the community reporting winning body of work. The Community Reporting Award recognizes journalism that brings forward voices of those often unheard, the disenfranchised, and those whose concerns rarely reach the national stage. This winning body of work captures everyday realities, giving communities a chance to have their experiences included in the wider national conversation. With depth and authenticity, this year's winner tells these important stories, making sure all local perspectives, male, female, young or old, are seen and heard.
And the winner is
the winner is Benjamin Matata from the Voice of Life.
And there we have the winner. Benjamin Matata, Voice of Life FM, winner of the Community Reporting Award, ladies and gentlemen. The runners-up. And now for the runners-up, we have Henry Lematia from Voice of Madi and Johnny Sani Okachakon from Radio Rupin. So do we have Henry here with us and Johnny Sani? All right. Are you coming? Yes. Round of applause as he makes his way up to the stage. In the category of community reporting, honorable mentions go out to Alex Ashaba from Daily Monitor, as well as Herbert Kamoga from Daily Monitor. Alex and Herbert, please make your way forward to receive your certificates. right. Congratulations to you. Our guest of honor has agreed to also hand out the awards in the next category. Now, this is reporting on the productive use of solar energy in agriculture. Are we ready for this one? The finalists are Daniel Kipchumba from County Climate News. Okay. Edisoni Galeba from Karagwe FM. Esau Ngumbi from Nukta Habari. Stella Ngenje from Selas Radio FM. And finally, Zakia Mrusho from Nukta Habari.
For the first time in the history of the Uganda National Journalism Awards, a new East African regional category was introduced. It is an award for reporting on the productive use of solar energy in agriculture. This competition was open to journalists from Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, attracting close to 20 entries across the 3 countries. While no Ugandan journalist made the final cut this year, this is no reflection on the quality of work produced locally. Onwards and upwards. We celebrate the outstanding work of the finalists, 1 from Kenya and 4 from Tanzania, along with the journalists from these countries who competed fiercely in this highly competitive category. The winning entry demonstrates that sometimes the best journalist comes from careful observation and the ability to bring everyday, seemingly mundane issues to life, revealing their deeper impact and importance.
All right. And the winner is...
And the winner is Zakia Risho.
Woo! Round of applause for our winner. Zakia Marisho, congratulations to you. The runner-up in this category is Daniel Kipchumba, County Climate News. All right. Is Daniel here with us? Wonderful. Round of applause for him. And receiving honorable mentions in this category are Edisoni Galeba, Esau Ngumbi, as well as Stella Ngenje. Edisoni! All right, we shall hold on, I think, to the certificates for the other honorable mentions in this category. Thank you to our guest of honor. Thank you so very much. Round of applause as he leads the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the next category will be presented by one of our premium sponsors who has been with the awards through the years. We truly appreciate you. That is CNOC. If you can, please make your way to the stage. Round of applause. Do we have a representative here? Ah, I see you. Please come on up. Thank you so much. One of our premium sponsors, that's CNOC. This category is energy and natural resources reporting. We have 2 finalists in this category. John Odiek from New Vision and Paul Murungi from CEO East Africa magazine.
This is the citation for the Energy and Natural Resources category. The winning body of work in the Energy and Natural Resources category impressed for its clear, informative reporting. It analyzed to Uganda's energy mix, helps audiences better understand how different sources contribute to the country's development. It stood out for turning technical material into engaging and accessible journalism. This reporting not only explained what is, but also pointed to what could be in the country's energy future.
And the winner is
Paul Murungi.
And there you have it. Paul Murungi is the winner in this category. The runner-up is John Odiek from New Vision. Thank you very much. Round of applause. And we now get into our next category. This award will be presented by the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, the regulator representing Total Energies tonight. So if I could have a representative coming up on stage from the Petroleum Authority of Uganda to present our next award. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. This category is Public Works and Infrastructure Reporting. The finalists are Deogracias Wamala from Daily Monitor, and Esther Oluka from Daily Monitor. Citation, please.
This is the citation for the Public Works winning entry. Public works and infrastructure reporting is critical. This field is full of stories waiting to be told, from roads to bridges to markets and sanitation systems. The impact of these investments is felt in every corner of the country. This year's winning entry demonstrated just how essential this reporting is. Through grounded storytelling and consistent attention to public infrastructure projects, it served the public interest with clarity and purpose.
And the winner is
winner is Deogracious Wamala from the Daily Monitor.
Congratulations to our winner, Deogracious. The runner-up is Esther Oluka, also from the Daily Monitor. Congratulations to them both. We now move to our next category, ladies and gentlemen. This award will be presented by a representative from Bank of Uganda. So if I could have someone joining me on stage right now from Bank of Uganda to present the award for agriculture reporting. Do we have someone here from Bank of Uganda to join me? Okay. Can we have someone else who can kindly step up to hand over this award? Maybe I'll ask Dr. George to join me, or the board chair for this one. Thank you very much. All right. In the category of agriculture reporting, our finalists are Nelson Mandela Muhoozi from New Vision, and Henry Okuru from UBC Television.
The citation for the agriculture winning category goes as follows. The winning entry in agriculture reporting category stood out for its thorough and organized approach to unpacking one of Uganda's most established yet often underreported agricultural industries. With steady research, interviews across the value chain, and a journalist's curiosity for both history and possibility, the work traced where tradition meets today's market pressures. It is a wonderful reminder that agriculture reporting can be both rigorous and forward-looking, grounded in reality, yet alert to potential.
And the winner is?
The winner for agricultural reporting is Nelson Mandela Muhoozi.
Okay. With a name that is truly inspired, Nelson Mandela Muhoozi, congratulations to you. The runner-up in this category is Henry Okurut from UBC Television. Now he is representing Henry. He's representing Henry and receiving the award on his behalf. Thank you so much. Now that takes us straight to the next category this evening, health reporting. And thank you very much for joining me again to present this award to our board chair. All right. In the category of health reporting, our finalists are David Chiengo from CBS, Jessica Sabano from Daily Monitor, Ronette Atwine from Solutions Now Africa, and Robert Adiga from New Vision.
The winning entry in the health reporting category focused on what often gets missed: innovations and systems that quietly sustain care, improve access, and respond to the real needs of patients and communities. The work captured not just the challenges in the health sector, but how people and institutions are working to better them.
And the winner is?
The winner is Ronette Atwine, Solutions Now Africa.
All right. The runners-up . Congratulations, Ronette. The runners-up are Jessica Sabano from Daily Monitor and Robert Adiga from New Vision. Can we have our runners-up on stage? And we have honorable mention for David Chiengo in this category as well. So David, if you're here with us, please come on up. Honorable mention in this category. Welcome, David. Congratulations to all our winners, and honorable mention to you, David, in the Health Reporting Award category. I have just received some beautiful news here. I'd like to announce that the winner of the Business Economy and Finance Reporting Award will receive a state-of-the-art laptop courtesy of Absa Bank. So, I love to hear it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next award is a big award. It's a big, big award. It's the Stanbic Shield of Journalism Award. I would like to say and thank Stanbic Bank for their support throughout the years as a premium sponsor. They have been with the Uganda National Journalism Awards for a long, long time. So we thank you for that support. And to tell us a bit about this particular award, allow me to welcome Kenneth Agutamba from Stanbic Bank. He is the Country Manager for Reputation and Communication. Sam Mwogeza is actually here with us, Executive Director. So please, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As has been introduced, my name is Samuel Mwogeza, and I serve with Stanbic Bank as an executive director, but also as a head of personal and private banking, which is one of our key business units, which looks after individuals and retail clients. But it's important to also note that I am a banker by day, but in my personal capacity, I'm a journalist, and because we do have our very good friends from URA in the room, and I haven't quite declared my other sources of income, it's important to lay the ground straight and say that I am not a paid journalist. I think that's an important data point, so that but like many Ugandans who have a smartphone, who capture information and news, I'm one of those rogue journalists, you know, and quite untrained, not really verified, and very unsupervised. And what we typically find with that type of journalism is that it disrupts the space where real information should be flowing. Where trained professionals like yourselves here, lead the way in keeping us honest with integrity and skill. And we know that technology today has democratized how we engage from a journalism perspective. And anyone with an internet connection and has very strong opinions is fully convinced that their opinions are fact and are news. And that's the context that we have. And it only gets even more challenging with artificial intelligence, where with artificial intelligence, a lot of these things that used to be done are being automated. But I think what's important is that the human touch behind the stories, and some of the awards we've seen today from a community perspective, from health, from education, all these different awards elevate the role of humanness in the stories that we tell. And I must commend the journalists who are represented here for the work they do in carrying that story forward. I think one of the key things that we are hearing from the World Economic Forum is misinformation and disinformation is a massive challenge, is a key risk across the globe. And there's an interesting word I learned today called infodemic. Infodemic is where people who think they have the right news spread it at will and cause a lot of misinformation. And I think we all have we all have the obligation to combat that and challenge that with the right information, with integrity, and with the right insight. As a financial services sector, we have this challenge, and it is a national concern. There's a lot of distraction, disinformation, as I've mentioned, and the space for truthful financial information is an area we're very keen on, and one where we look to play a leading role. And the role of the media is very important in strengthening this journey. I must commend the comments that were made by our guest of honor, the Commissioner General, when he talked about national resilience and the role that we all play collectively to ensure this. And what Stanbic likes to add is that for us, this also means a better life for Ugandans, that Ugandans are growing, businesses are growing, and individuals have a better chance to have a stronger journey from a wealth perspective. So building wealth is a very important aspect of what we do at the bank, and it's very aligned to our purpose, where we talk about Uganda is our home, so we must drive her growth. And that's why we're here tonight, to celebrate those who are doing it right. There are certain individuals like Dr. Sam Kazibwe of CBS, whose work continues to reverberate across, and who has done exceptional work in leading the way for many other journalists. And it is for this reason that Stanbic continues to proudly sponsor the Stanbic Shield for Media Excellence. And for the third year in a row, we have supported this award because we are deeply invested in the quality of journalism in this country, and will continue to do so in the future going forward. Thank you. And beyond the awards, I also want to appreciate ACME for the broader work that is happening on capacity building, training journalists, engaging newsrooms, and championing ethical standards, which is very critical to ensure the sustainability of impactful journalism in this country. And we're glad to be walking the journey with you on this journey. So tonight, we reaffirm our partnership with the media fraternity. We understand that your success is directly linked to ours, and we can only grow in a meaningful way when we address the issues of a national nature. And again, I like what was shared about driving national accountability on the most important issues for our country. So as I conclude, I would like to thank our fellow sponsors who are standing with the journalism profession, who see the value of where it matters. And to all the winners here, they're all of us are winners here, every journalist that has been recognized. Yes, there are those who have gotten a bigger shield than others, but everyone who is committed to the cause is a winner in a real sense. So we commend you, and we acknowledge your recognition. And at Stanbic, as I conclude, we say Uganda is our home, and we will continue to drive her growth. And together with our partnership, I have no doubt that we'll continue to make this a reality for years ahead. So I thank you once again, and I wish you all a wonderful evening. And I say this all for God and my country. Thank you very much. So the winner for the Stanbic Shield of Journalism is Radio Passes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Stanbic Shield of Journalism Award goes to Radio Passes with a cash prize of $10 million shillings, courtesy of Stanbic Bank Uganda. All right. Woo. I feel like I'm winning too, just by being up on stage, proximity, all of that. Hopefully one of those nice big will come my way too. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say I'm excited about this next category, if only because I am a woman. I have 2 daughters, and when I was in high school, there was conversation about doing law when it came to my parents. I heard it, I ignored it, I heard it again. Oh no, we're going to go and do law. And I'm like, no. I knew from, I don't know, as early as can be that I wanted to work in front of a microphone. Now eventually, my father agreed to let me go study mass communication because he was convinced that I will be a news anchor and I'll be on TV and I'll make him proud. I found my way there. Eventually, I did do mass communication. I majored in broadcasting. I started working on radio. Then I started working on television. I am in front of a mic now and I'm doing what I'm passionate about. And I love to see other women in journalism thrive. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next award goes to the Inspiring Female Journalist of the Year. And I would like to invite back the board chair to hand over this award. But before she does, please can we have the citation? Now, this citation will be read by last year's winner in this category. That's our Inspiring Female Journalist of the Year for 2024, Esther Oluka. Welcome back. You've been on this stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Esther Oluka, last year's winner of the Inspiring 2024 Female Awardee. So I'm here to do 2 things. One, I'll be mentioning the winner of this year's Inspiring Female Journalist of the Year, but also I'll be passing on the baton. Before I mention the name of this year's Inspiring Female Journalist of the Year, I'm going to give a bit of context about the award, then I'll mention the name. So since 2022, the African Center for Media Excellence, with the support of a generous anonymous donor, has proudly celebrated the work of female journalists through the Uganda National Journalism Awards. These awards honor brilliant women whose work is a testament to excellence, courage, and tenacity in an industry not always known for gender equity or inclusive recognition. These awards shine a light in newsrooms and communities, reminding us that journalism thrives when it reflects all voices. Let me take a moment to honor those who have come before. There was Caroline Ayugi, whose reporting in far-flung rural areas brings thoughtfulness to difficult subjects. Mariam Watsemba, whose visual storytelling captures human resilience. Then there was Carlton Scovia Nakamia, whose fearless field reporting set new standards. And last year, I was deeply honored to receive this award myself when I was working for the Daily Monitor. This year, I have the great honor of passing the baton or the torch to yet another remarkable female journalist. Okay. We are a small but strong and growing sisterhood of reporters, producers, and editors, each of us committed to telling the stories that matter, holding the powerful to account, and uplifting voices often unheard. This is a celebration of what is possible when women are given the space to lead in journalism. I'll repeat that. This is a celebration of what is possible when women are given the space to lead journalism. This year's awardee is known for her passion for storytelling, her creative flair in transforming routine news into compelling narratives, and her unrelenting desire not only to witness change, but to drive it. She brings empathy, insight, innovation to everything she does. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the profound honor tonight to announce that the winner of the 2025 Inspiring Female Journalist of the Year Award is, drum roll, Jamila Mulindwa, NBS.
We have tears, ladies and gentlemen. Our 2025 Inspiring Female Journalist of the Year, Jamila Mulindwa Nuaha. We celebrate you, and we'll let you go back, and then the tears can now fall properly. Jamila, I have some news. Your award comes with a cash prize of 2 million shillings. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite all our winners this evening to come on stage for a group photograph. So to everyone who has taken home an award this evening, to our runners-up, to our honorable mentions, to everyone, all the journalists who have made us proud in 2025, please come on up with your awards, with your certificates, your plaques. To all our journalists, we want to capture this moment. So please come and join Jamila on stage for for a group photograph as we begin to wrap up the evening. I would also like our chief guest to do us the honor of joining all our winners on stage as we take a group photograph. So if you can make your way to the stage. So ladies and gentlemen, we cannot have such a fabulous night and we don't take pictures to remember the moment. Would like to invite our chief guest and our board chair, as well as Dr. George Lugalambi, if you could all join us on stage, if you could join us for this picture. Now, if we can utilize all the steps, I ask the photographers to help us with the organization. Again, a huge congratulations to all our journalists who have been so amazing this evening, who have been shining bright right here at the 2025 Uganda National Journalism Awards. Are we ready? Okay, we have to first wait for our guest of honor. You want to come? Okay. So we shall take direction from our photographers. Ladies and gentlemen, after this picture, we will request our sponsors, our kind sponsors this evening, to also join us on stage. This is after the winners. We will also have a photograph with our chief guest and sponsors. Okay, so we have been given direction. Again, congratulations to all our winners, our runners-up, and to our honorable mentions this evening. Okay, are we all set? Are we ready? Okay, I'm going to ask you all to repeat after me. Unja 2025. Are we ready? Unja 2025. Big smiles to all our amazing journalists this evening. Round of applause for them. All right, thank you so much. Now I'd like to ask that we have one more picture with our sponsors, kindly. So one with the ACME board members and all our sponsors. So our winners can now leave the stage. To all our journalists, you can leave the stage. Thank you very much. Can we have all the board members from ACME joining us now? Board members and sponsors, we're kindly asking you to join us on stage for this picture. To all our board members from the African Center for Media Excellence, and again to all our amazing sponsors this evening. Thank you for the support, for making the Uganda National Journalism Awards happen in 2025, the 11th edition. We have Stanbic Bank, Climate Smart Jobs Palladium Group, DW Academy, the China North Offshore Oil Corporation, that is CNOOC, and the Mott Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have CIPESA, Uganda Revenue Authority. Can all our sponsors please join us on stage? Centenary Bank, Twaweza, Bank of Uganda, Electricity Regulatory Authority, the European Union, Total Energies Uganda, and ABSA Bank. Thank you for your continuous support and for making today the success it is. Also to Uganda National Oil Company, Now Breweries Limited, East Africa Crude Oil Pipeline Limited, Airtel Uganda Limited, National Water and Sewerage Corporation, as well as Crown Beverages Uganda. A huge thank you from the African Center for Media Excellence. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. Thank you for your attention. Congratulations to all our winners. That brings us to the end of the Uganda National Journalism Awards 2025. Now, can I have your attention really quickly to all our winners who have received plaques and certificates? Feel free to come and pick your boxes for your plaques so you can safely carry them home at the back of the room. So again, on behalf of ACME, thank you for being here. My name is Crystal Newman. Have a wonderful evening and good night. I have a request for all New Vision winners to come to the front to take a group photo.
The resettlement action plans, that is which we call the RAPs. The Kingfisher project was designed to have 3 RAPs.
Final announcements, ladies and gentlemen,
one,
as
two,
we wrap up. Members of NMG, you're being requested to step outside for a group photograph, as well as members of New Vision. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Travel home safely. Good night. Back to our entertainment. We wrap up with the Bantu Entertainment Group, who have done an amazing job tonight.
We are also currently doing the innovative livelihood restoration programs, agriculture programs, where we have demonstration farms for rice and millet. Also have a demonstration farm for piggery. These are intended to enhance the incomes of both the project-operated persons and the communities that host us at the Kingfisher project area.
The grievance redress mechanism ensures that there is access to remediation. Is one of the pillars under business and human rights to ensure that if there is an issue related with the project, the people or any other stakeholder is able to report that, and the project teams are able to attend to what has been reported in a timely manner So the company has investments in education, where we have programs to support Ugandans attain higher education, especially in geoscience-related fields. Quite a number of Ugandans have been supported to universities in China to attain qualifications and expertise in oil and gas. We have interventions in the health field, where we have held medical camps and where we are going to be supporting the delivery of social services by supporting the local health facilities through equipment and other supportive infrastructure. We have also programs that under the national or local content development, where we have had skilling for Ugandans in the different fields, which skills can be internationally traded, and they don't have necessarily to be supporting the projects, but they can trade these skills internationally. And we hope that these programs will go a long way to support the socio-economic development of Ugandans.
The land acquisition process starts with planning of the resettlement action plans, that is, which we call the RAPs. The Kingfisher project was designed to have
Everyone has a dream this year, and it's your turn to Yoga 2025 with ABSA. Switch to ABSA and make your dreams a reality by applying for any of our business, personal, and home loan solutions tailored for you, because your dreams are valid. Visit any ABSA branch near you and let's get started. ABSA, your story matters.
Okufumbira ku masanyalaze kati kwa bode era kusobokera ddala fumbe ebijanjalo byo omukka gw'enkugwe labire
fumbisa yaka kati kisoboka okufumbira ku masanyalaze ku kasente akatono ng'okozesa ebisale ebipya ebyafumba ebyateekebwawo ekitongole kya Electricity Regulatory Authority. Kati osobola okugula yuniti za yaka 7 ku muwendo ogusaliddwako ogwa siringi 412 buli yuniti oluvannyuma lw'okukozesa yuniti 8 ezisooka mu mwezi. Okumanya ebisingawo kubira Electricity Regulatory Authority ku ssimu noti 2 noti 5 noti 6 noti.
How many times do I have to ring this bell so that you come out of that house?
Give me that.
Tell Nakato to give you 2 sticks of cigarette.
Don't run, just walk normally.
Hey, Salongo, you have already reached here. How is you? Not bad. How is home?
Dad!
Yeah.
Dad! Our house is burning!
What?
Our house is burning!
Mukasa, you used to keep your money in this house.
Avoid keeping money in ceilings, gardens, pits, and pest-prone areas so as to minimize the risk of losing it. Money is precious. Handle with respect. This message is brought to you by Bank of Uganda.
Uganda Revenue Authority reminds all taxpayers to file their monthly returns and make all outstanding payments by the 15th of every month. Please comply to avoid penalties and interest associated with failure to file returns and payment of these taxes. For further clarifications, call us on our toll-free line 0800-117-000 or email us on services@ura.go.ug. Please ignore this message if you have already complied.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Uganda is full of many treasures, but there is one that connects us all. Our oil and gas helps us grow and develop together to more wealth creation, better infrastructure, and better service delivery. That's why UNOC, the Uganda National Oil Company, is here to manage the commercial aspects of the petroleum sector on behalf of the state. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas sector. Everyone has a dream this year, and it's your turn to Joga 2025 with ABSA. Switch to ABSA and make your dreams a reality by applying for any of our business, personal, and home loan solutions tailored for you, because your dreams are valid. Visit any ABSA branch near you and let's get started. ABSA, your story matters.
In the realm of success, where dreams intertwine, our lives flourish, rich by design. From boardroom conquests, where visions take flight, to family laughter that dances in the light. It's the joy in each moment, the legacy we build, a promise fulfilled as our hearts are filled. With every investment, horizons expand. It's not just banking, it's a world at hand. For in lifestyle, in family, in growth we explore. Together we flourish, because with us, there's always more. So you see, it's not just banking, it's a world of more. Talk to us today.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Easy Does It, the show where we show you how to do things easy. We are dealing with the easiest way to receive money from abroad. And to our first contestant, Dorothy.
Dolosi.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dolosi, your answer please.
Flexible, of course.
Nope.
Wait. The answer you have, do you get the real money they have sent to you? Not those things of they tell you, Maya sent this money, then after you reach it, then they tell you money charges.
No, you mean Flexible does all that?
Hey, zero fees, just full amounts.
Receive full amounts at no charge from over 20 countries across Europe, Asia, and Africa with FlexiPay. Dial *291# or download the app to get started. For more information, call 0800-251-251 or visit our website at stanbicbank.co.ug.
Odongo,
received a message that he has got a cash deposit of 1.3 million shillings on his Airtel. Bambi Poor Odongo had his balance of 600k on his mobile money. Under excitement, Odongo rushed and put his pin and fell into the ferry, so he lost his balance of 600k. Best sweet. But now with Airtel Spam Alert service, you don't have to fall a victim to like Odongo.
From today, Airtel is with you. With the power of AI, we are identifying spammers and alerting each of our customers when a spam SMS comes in. No app downloads, no charges, because fighting against spam is our responsibility too. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
In the realm of success, where dreams intertwine, our lives flourish, rich by design. From boardroom conquests, where visions take flight, to family laughter that dances in the light. It's the joy in each moment, the legacy we build, a promise fulfilled as our hearts are filled. With every investment, horizons expand. It's not just banking, it's a world at hand. For in lifestyle, in family, in growth we explore. Together we flourish, because with us, there's always more. So you see, it's not just banking, it's a world of more. Talk to us today.
Uganda is full of many treasures, but there is one that connects us all. Our oil and gas helps us grow and develop together to more wealth creation, better infrastructure, and better service delivery. That's why UNOC, the Uganda National Oil Company, is here to manage the commercial aspects of the petroleum sector on behalf of the state. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas sector.
The land acquisition process starts with planning of the resettlement action plans, that is which we call the RAPs. The Kingfisher project was designed to have 3 RAPs and a legacy RAP, that is RAP 1, 2, and 3. And currently we have implemented all the 3 RAPs. We are also embarking on land titling, where we acquire land titles for the project affected persons and hand them over to ensure that they have security of tenure for their land. Currently, we are embarking on phase 2 of the livelihood restoration program that includes several programs. For example, the vocational skills training, where we are training the project affected persons, especially the youth and the women, to gain certain skill sets to be able to make income. We are also currently doing the innovative livelihood restoration programs, agriculture programs, where we have demonstration farms for rice and millet. Also have a demonstration farm for piggery. These are intended to enhance the incomes of both the project affected persons and the communities that host us at the Kingfisher project area.
The grievance redress mechanism ensures that there is access to remediation, which is one of the pillars under business and human rights, to ensure that if there is an issue related with the project, the people or any other stakeholder is able to report that, and the project teams are able to attend to what has been reported in a timely manner, So the company has investments in education, where we have programs to support Ugandans attain higher education, especially in geoscience-related fields. Quite a number of Ugandans have been supported to universities in China to attain qualifications.
Purchase your tracks today.